making direct contact with the electorate than even in 2019. Only in 2014, Union Home Minister once pointed out that Modi had done in excess of 400 poll-related events to forge a direct connect with the voter. Let me put it out there for you. Modi versus Modi. In 2024, which is this election, he's total of 180 poll meets. In 2019, it was 142. In 2014, when he was pitching himself as a prime ministerial candidate, when he really needed to tell us why he was suitable, he did 437. That, of course, is perhaps a record for any politician in a short span. In this election, the Prime Minister has been more targeted and perhaps even tactical. So he has chosen to focus on certain states. Uttar Pradesh got a lot more attention from him, 31 poll-related events. Bihar, 20 poll-related events. Maharashtra, key state, both Bihar and Maharashtra. Maharashtra, 19. West Bengal, 18. All these are very critical states for the BJP viewers and have got a lot of attention, as you can see. Karnataka was next when it comes to poll events at 11. Here, the BJP is looking to retain 25 out of 28 seats. So, no wonder, viewers, he has almost gone to 1 out of every 2 constituencies in Karnataka. In Telangana, again, a breakout state that the BJP believes it's going to sweep. He's done 11 poll meetings. Odisha, another state where he is really homing in on increasing the BJP's tally, has done 10. Tamil Nadu, which is again a state that the BJP believes it will be able to carry, at least make an impression, increase its vote share and build itself as a contender in 2026 assembly elections. He's done 7. In all of the South, therefore, he's done about 25 meets, viewers. Actually, 35 meets. But his total campaign blitz has elicited strangely, bizarrely, derision from the opposition. Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the Congress president, is saying, why is he putting so much effort? 206 rallies clearly means something is not right. These many rallies are done due to panic and anxiety. Viewers, let's open this up. I fairly can't seem to understand the logic here. Earning voters' trust by going to them, if you can't go door to door, then at least trying to sort of intimate yourself by going there to their cities, to their towns, to their constituencies, and perhaps sensing their mood, addressing them directly, would seem to me as a virtue in a politician. Who wants a politician who doesn't ever show up? And when he does, or when she does, viewers, it's only for a transaction. The Prime Minister has consistently, over all elections, taken them very, very seriously, this business of voter connect. And quite often, the opposition has targeted him for being a 24/7 politician. Viewers, let's open this up. Let's ask some questions. First, I want to go to Dushyant Sridhar, Vedic scholar, because one of the attacks that is coming the Prime Minister's way is that he is so committed to voter connect that he is even continuing his campaign in a surrogate manner by showing up in Kanyakumari to observe a Maun Vrat and meditate. Dushyant Sridhar, is the opposition overreacting here a little bit?
Namaskaram, Rahul. Namaskaram to all your viewers. Finally, the 7-phase election is kind of coming to a close amidst a very, very hot, extremely hot summer. That said, why should the Honorable Prime Minister be attending or conducting so many rallies? I would go on a very mundane example. A student who aims for the first rank will have to study more than an average student. So that's probably his calculation that he has to work really hard. And with respect to attending or worshipping the Devi, Bhagavati Amman at Kanyakumari and then going to the Vivekananda Rock Memorial is a part of his regular sojourn to temples. I don't think he does not go to temples outside the election season. He does go to temples, and it's a part of his general routine, and he says he's going to be on a Maunavratam. Let the cameras not go behind him, let the TV channels not report about him, but he as a citizen has every right to go to the temple, and that too to a temple which holds such great significance, Rahul. In the north, when you go to Prayaga Kshetram, you have the confluence, the Sangamam of Ganga, Yamuna and Antarvahini Saraswati.
Yes.
When you go to Kanyakumari, you see the confluence of the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. And after all, it is a very important Shakti Peetham to the Shaktas. Devi is worshipped as Kanyaka Parameshwari, as Kanyakumari, and if he has such inclination and devotion in Sanatana Dharma, he has every right to do it. He is not, in my humble opinion, I don't think he is seeking votes in the name of the deity there, the Devata there.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Spiritualism cannot be conflated. Even the Supreme Court has said that the terms Hindutva, Hinduism, Hindu do not connotate any religious meaning. That they are basically advocates or, bywords for a way of life. So if a person is choosing to go out there and express himself spiritually, it's not because he is feeling nervous or anxious, or most importantly, trying to rouse the Hindutva vote bank in a last-ditch attempt to save his skin before the final phase of election. Dr. Raman, I think too much is being made by the opposition, A, of the Prime Minister campaigning so hard, and B, of him going to Kanyakumari. On the issue of campaigning, for example, Dr. Raman, let me point out to you that even Mamta Banerjee has really hit the ground running. Is she also nervous? Is she also going to lose? Is she also in a state of complete, I mean, what should I even say? Because the words that are being used by the opposition is desperation. Is she being desperate? If she's wanting to connect, I think this is hard work. And to earn the trust of voters is very important.
Rahul, I think first of all, the opposition possibly is making a bit too much of this meditation, because I think for all practical purposes, the last phase is going to be held day after tomorrow, and with that the elections close. And it is definitely from a perspective of a code of conduct. I don't know how it fits in, but there have been far graver violations which the Election Commission seems not to have bothered about. So I would not say that this is the biggest of the election of the violations should it exist. The second thing is what you're actually showing on screen here, almost a kind of a minute-to-minute telecast of what effectively is a private visit. I mean, yes, he is the Prime Minister of this country, but this is a private visit. This is not an official event that is actually, it's not a government function that he is inaugurating, let us say, some new building there or something like that. He is going for a personal private visit. He is absolutely entitled to it because he's campaigned so hard for the last 2 months plus, and a 2 or 3 day rejuvenation break is perfectly justified. If the problem is only about the the media sort of following, for very obvious reasons, that is where the opposition, I think, made it an issue. But I don't think that they should have made it an issue. I think they should have let it go, because he said several things during the campaign which are much bigger violations of the code of conduct, which the Election Commission does not seem to have bothered about. My point really is, I don't think anybody has questioned the Prime Minister's number of meetings that he campaigned.
Of course,
because
Mr. Kharge has. Mr. Kharge calls it a desperation. Dr. Raman, let's not be so apologetic about the Congress that we become blind to the facts.
No, we are not blind to the fact. We are not blind to the fact. He has said that the Prime Minister has had to campaign. That is, it is
no,
more
please, don't put words in his mouth that he has not even. I just played out. Viewers, the one thing that I've stopped doing is to play out sound bites. You know why, viewers? Because a lot is lost in translation. So what we've decided is to quote him by translating him word to word, verbatim. And let me put out that quote for you once again. No, why is he putting so much effort? This is not. One second, Dr. Raman, 1 second. 206 rallies means something is not right.
That's his
Okay,
opinion. What's
these
wrong
many
with it?
rallies show panic and anxiety. Okay,
That is his opinion. What is wrong with it? He is
I'll
saying
tell you
that
what
he
is
has
wrong with
been
it.
forced into campaigning.
The first line is a problem. Anyhow, I don't want
What is
to,
it?
I don't want to speak for the
Why
Bharatiya
is he
Janata
putting in
Party.
so much
Why
effort?
is he putting?
There is
After
no
all, sir,
spokesperson here.
I will tell you, we are a democracy, and our leaders should be putting an effort to try and convince people like us why they deserve our vote. And even if that means taking on 125 rallies, physically in every 1 week or whatever number you want to put on it, I think it's a virtue. What do you mean?
Well,
What
Mr.
should you do?
Kharge
Go to
doesn't think
Thailand
it's a
for a
virtue.
holiday, check out, go to
No, no, no,
Thailand for a
no, no,
holiday,
no.
not even
One second,
campaign. What
Why
would you like him to
Thailand?
do?
Why Thailand? What was it? Why did you say
I know,
Thailand? Why did you
whatever,
not say
wherever.
UK or USA?
UK,
No,
US,
why?
UK, US, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Thailand,
Okay.
UK, US,
Okay.
wherever.
No, no, no.
Thailand is a cheap getaway. For most Indians, it's a
Ra-
short
uh,
hop away,
uh, yeah,
very closely. But
Rahul.
anyhow, let me bring in the BJP national spokesperson. Let me bring him in. Guru Paswan. Guru Paswan, Dr. Aman says that, he didn't say this. He's questioning in a different tone the need for you to go out there because obviously he's been pushed this far by the opposition to do this. But the Prime Minister has been going election after election. He puts himself out there front, right and center. In election after election, that's the commitment that he shows to the voter. I don't know. I'm asking you, is that the case?
No, Rahul, I think we need to understand a couple of things. On 4th of June, people would be making a comment on Modi magic. But what you just described, what you just explained is not just Modi magic, but it is also Modi mehnat. The sheer amount of hard work, the sheer amount of effort, the sheer amount of dedication that the man is putting in, it speaks a lot. It shows his passion. And not only that, it's a source of inspiration for millions of party workers like me. For youngsters who are just starting in public life, it serves as a source of encouragement. Let me make this very clear to you. And I don't understand this strategy of opposition. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. PM bole to dikkat hai. PM मौन पे जाए तो दिक्कत है. I don't know what Mr. Kharge wants. I don't know what the Congress party wants. Honorable Prime Minister, at this stage, at this age, when everyone can see that NDA comfortable majority is a writing on the wall. NDA comfortable majority is a foregone conclusion. But even at this stage, the level of dedication just shows the level of passion which he is exhibiting. I think the opposition must take an inspiration from this. And I think Mr. Raman made a very interesting comment. I am live from Bihar. Tejasvi Yadav also put in a lot of effort. We might be in different political parties, but we have to acknowledge that even our counterparts in other political parties, if they are putting in a lot of effort, that must be acknowledged. And not just this, that he is going on a holiday. And the second fiasco about the meditation, what a person is doing, it's his personal business. A man's spirituality, a person's spirituality, it is very well within his personal space to do it. But since yesterday, camera telecast hoga, senior lawyer Mr. Abhishek Manu Sangvi coming and giving a soundbite, I don't understand. This is the sheer insecurity of the entire Congress leadership. The entire Congress leadership is insecure about it, and they are preparing a script for the 4th of June. Take it from in writing. 4th of June, these are going to be the talking points of Congress spokespersons.
Okay, that the Prime Minister influenced the election. That's what, Mr. Patel, is that what's really happening? You're already beginning to find little excuses. You're grasping at all the straws possible to try and make some excuses for yourselves.
Oh, nothing like that. If you see, my BJP friend told that you must acknowledge the other people also. So that spirit is now required for them also, that how opposition is working and they have forced the government to work hard to get the new government form into 2024. That must you also acknowledge, because what was promised in last 10 years has never been fulfilled, and that is always put on the floor of the parliament by Rahul Gandhi as well as the opposition. Secondly, we don't have any conflict or anything with what honorable prime minister is doing. It is job and it's in personal capacity is doing great. But when it comes to the people of India, it's our sole responsibility also to take care of everything what is happening in the government and what people require. And that is why we always put our words to the appropriate authority whenever it is required. So that is the way the democracy work, and I feel that there is nothing wrong in doing anything which feels that we must do it.
Okay. Okay. This is really interesting. Very, very interesting, viewers. Very interesting. Mr. Patel now trying to sort of paper over the attack that the opposition has made. I want to bring back Dr. Raman on this. Dr. Raman, look, when is the opposition going to rise above playing spoil sport? Fundamentally, I don't know. I don't think it's the Prime Minister that is betraying anxiety. I think he's going about doing what he has done in election after election. Take time out. He's done it in 2014, he did it in 2019. He's following a regimen that he has set for himself, whether it is to revitalize his faculties or contemplate the time ahead, etc., etc. I think this fits that pattern. The opposition doesn't quite know how to react because it has not been able to tap into an ethos which is appealing to the voter. And therefore, out of a sense of vote bank compulsion, etc., they take jibes at the Prime Minister anytime he is fulfilling his spiritual obligations.
Rahul, over the last day, it has really been amazing to see the various, theories as to what the Prime Minister must be praying for during his meditation. Someone says he's praying for the world peace. Somebody says he is praying for the glory, greater glory of India. Somebody else says he's praying for the unity among the people. I mean, except the Prime Minister, everybody has told us what he's praying for. Now, leaving that aside, my point is, look, this is not about the opposition being jittery. There are only 4.5 days to go, right? So there is no need to have these barbs thrown at the opposition. All the opposition is saying is this a violation of the Electoral Code of Conduct to have the telecast of the proceedings? That's about all that they are asking. They are not saying Prime Minister should not go and meditate. Who said that? Which opposition leader said Prime Minister is not allowed to meditate or should not go to Vivekananda Memorial? Nobody said that. It is about exactly what you're seeing on screen now. What you're seeing on screen is essentially what the issue is about. It is not about the Prime Minister going for a quiet
Dushyant Sridhar is raising his hand.
days.
And then I want to bring in Guru Prakash Paswan.
Because
Yes,
it's
Dushyant
a private
Sridhar.
visit. It's not a
private visit. But then why are they complaining to the Election Commission?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Because
Rahul, I just have one point to Dr. Raman's point, that the opposition is just asking, it's not harping about his visit, it's asking whether it has gone astray from the moral code of conduct because of the elections. Probably the ruling dispensation in the state of Tamil Nadu should be asking this to a sitting minister who sat in a conference stating that Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism should be abolished and annihilated. Was that against the oath that the minister had taken? So when they do not adhere to the very oath that they have taken, on what basis, on what grounds do they even ask the question that this is going astray? A person sitting on Maunavrat is becoming a big issue, whereas a person who calls for the annihilation or the abolition of a dharma is all fine. And he has every moral right to ask. I do not know in which land can such justice exist. If a person is perfect, if he talks for all
How is it
dharmas and does
waterboundary,
not
sir?
abuse
It's
any
a
particular
direct-
community,
it's a
he has
direct-
every right to question.
I mean,
he is asking, he is basically
tomorrow, just
doing
one second,
waterboundary.
Dr. Raman. One second, let me ask you this question.
Was there a clarification that came from the ruling party of Tamil Nadu about what a minister said? Did they even condemn what he said? They kept on stating that what he said was right. When they have kept saying what he said was right, they do not have the moral right to question the Honorable Prime Minister as to why he is sitting on a vow of silence at Kanyakumari.
Having doubled down on it, what did you do about it? You spoke about it in so many election
You had a problem with Sengol. Look at the...
See, the ruling party did say...
Dharma. You did no follow-up action by BJP, no follow-up action by...
No, one second.
Rahul,
Dr. Raman.
When a panelist has decided to defend something which is indefensible from the minister who said that there should be a demolition of dharma, then what more can I do?
Nobody is defending.
There is a big issue about one person sitting on Maunavrat.
Elections, what did you do? What did you do with it? this statement was made
What
in
should
August.
he do? The chief
was
minister
no.
should do something about his minister who has said. Why will the prime minister
It's
act
a
upon
hate
it?
speech, sir. It was
The chief
designated as
minister who
one.
has taken the
It was
oath.
described
I
as
agree.
one by the courts themselves,
The
agree.
chief
Dr. Raman.
minister should
Have you
act upon
forgotten?
it. The
I
prime
agree.
minister
The
will not
courts
act.
came out and
agree.
said
I
that it was a
agree.
hate
I
speech.
agree.
So where did
Entirely.
tell me, where did this administration then book him?
Whataboutery coming
Just
from?
because he
Where
is,
the
no, what, how is it
coming from?
whataboutery? I can't
Why
understand.
is he comparing it with that?
One
Something
second,
that is
Mr.
unacceptable.
Paswan. It's all whataboutery,
Mr.
you see.
Udayanidhi Stalin spoke is unacceptable. No doubt about it.
Yes, so what
Who
happened
is
with him?
justifying it?
He is pulling up the
exactly my
opposition
point.
for being hypocritical, sir, tonight, Dr. Raman.
Exactly my point. Exactly.
So-
What did you do? You used his speech in 3-4 election speeches in the run-up to Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan elections and then quietly forgot about the whole thing.
Oh, hang on,
What
hang
did
on.
the BJP
Dr.
do
Raman,
subsequently?
Dr. Raman, I'll bring
Yeah.
the BJP in. Dr. Raman, have
the
you
Prime
forgotten
Minister
that
do,
law and
Rahul?
order is a state subject? They can lock up.
Law-
They can lock up. No, hang on. They can lock
Yes,
up
sir, law and
YouTubers at
order.
the slightest
They will
pretext.
not-
But they have a
they will
problem
not.
touching. No,
He's
one
a
second. They have a
minister.
problem touching an
He's the
entitled
heir
scion.
apparent.
One minute. Exactly. So, what do? You went to the
My
courts.
question is,
The courts
what
have
did
come
the
in. The courts
opposition
have said
do
that
about
this
it?
is. Hang on. 1 minute, sir. The courts have come in and said that this falls in the category of hate speech. It is regrettable. And that this individual action should be taken. Has any action been taken? Why? Because viewers,
Why not?
Hindu iconography in this country is considered obscene by some people. That's the real problem. I didn't want to say it, but I've been forced to say it tonight. If tomorrow the Prime Minister decided, by this logic, to do a couple of yoga asanas, viewers, and you know that yoga is nothing more than paying a spiritual oblation to the gods of fitness. People would have said that Prime Minister is mixing religion with politics. Let's be honest about it. Let me bring in Guru Prakash Paswan. Mr. Paswan, whataboutery, this, that, the other. In fact, they have a problem with the Prime Minister doing what he's doing. Where is this coming from? What is your response?
No, Rahul, I think we have to understand what was said on your show right now, that XYZ statement was used before the election of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan. I completely abhor this statement. How can you even say such a thing? This comes from such an entitled point of view. What do you think of an Indian voter, sir? Any Indian voter can be influenced with one statement that was given 2,000 kilometers away from that place. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan voters, they are highly intelligent. They are far more intelligent than you and I, sir. So please, let's not speak on the behalf of people. किसी ने यहाँ बोल दिया, उसका election में use हो गया, and BJP took advantage of it. It is fundamentally very feudal of you to say this, that you can influence the Indian voter just by saying
Dr.
any
Raman,
statement that was made here and
one
there.
second, let
so
him finish his
so
point.
please avoid it, sir. Please avoid it. No,
Okay.
please avoid it.
Please avoid it, he says.
exactly is your mindset. This exactly. No, this exactly is your mindset. Rahul, who am I? Who are you to speak on behalf of people of India? People of India will speak, and they will speak on the June 4th. Now it is for commentators like Mr. Raman who can say, no, that statement influenced the Indian voter. Indian voter, I am telling this again, they are far more intelligent than you and I, than all of us combined on this panel. So please don't extrapolate things. Please don't speak on their behalf. They have EVMs, they have electronic voting machine, they have democratic rights, and they speak. And the result will be out on June 4th. So please, let's not take this moral high ground. Oh, no, that was influenced, that this was influenced. Please, you and I are lesser mortals in front of them. So please, in fact, all of
And
this.
let's not forget that the statement was made in the first place, viewers, to undermine the BJP's influence, growing influence in Tamil Nadu. It was made in that context. So Dr. Raman is being very selective here. He's talking about
Not at all.
whataboutery. You are doing whataboutery. Why was that statement made, Dr. Raman? Why was such a hateful statement made? Let me ask you, and should... No, hang on. Have you ever come out and said, look, I think this is something that this individual, Stalin Jr., should apologize for?
I have said it 100 times.
100.
It is there on my social media
Good. I'm
page.
glad.
It
Then
is
let's
there
come
on
to the
multiple-
second point.
No,
Why was
no,
it
no,
made?
no, no,
Why
no,
was
let-
it made?
let-
Why
let-
was this statement made?
It was not made for the first time. It has been made only for the last 50 years.
Why is it
That
being
my
made?
point.
Why is it
It
being
is
made?
being made because the DMK believes that there is a constituency for
There you
that
go.
statement in Tamil
There you
Nadu.
go. There you go,
Now,
viewers.
that is
Who used it
condemnable.
politically? To abuse Hindus,
used it?
to find political
The-
favor
the
with vote
DMK
banks is normalized
Excuse
here.
me.
It's being said so
Rahul,
often.
Rahul, perhaps you are not aware that they've been saying the same thing for 50 years.
Sir,
It
don't
didn't
be
affect the
patronizing.
BJP at all
I know a
earlier.
little bit about,
50
I also know a
years.
little bit about
50
Tamil Nadu
years.
politics. I was only trying to put you on the
50
spot. You
years,
said that the
50
BJP
years,
used
they've
this
said the
statement to
same
canvass
thing.
for
Yes.
votes as if it was a big crime that they
I
committed.
said that they used
In
this.
fact,
Did the Prime Minister refer to it in his
why
speeches
not?
in,
Why
the-
shouldn't
the-
he?
in the
Why
election?
shouldn't he?
That's all I said.
No, why
That's
shouldn't
what
he?
I said.
Why shouldn't he?
What is wrong in
Why
saying
shouldn't
that?
he?
I didn't say that they won the
No,
election.
no, no.
only
You
because
meant
of
it
the
as a
statement.
criticism.
No.
Am I wrong, viewers?
No.
Did he not mean it as a criticism? He said, oh, look what the BJP did. They just didn't do anything
Yes.
about it except for use it
They
in a
knew-
couple of election speeches to do
Yes,
what? To rally
yes.
their base. That is what
I'm-
he didn't say,
One-
viewers. But he forgot
I'm
very
saying that
conveniently that it was made in the first place
Excuse
to
me.
rally their constituency, the
There
DMK
was
constituency.
the same BJP
Anyhow,
when the DMK
viewers,
has been saying
this
this
is
for 50
becoming
years.
a very, very silly debate. Very quickly, I'm telling you, viewers, there's nothing substantive. You heard the Congress leader; he couldn't make a substantive point. Mr. Patel did not know what to say. It is okay in this country, viewers, and I don't want to make this about religions, etc., etc. But had after the elections, for example, Rahul Gandhi decided that he would attend, let's assume that it coincided with the period which is holy to one particular community and attended a party to break a fast, and he had worn a cap, etc., and that had been televised, which it has been televised in the past, viewers, let me tell you. No one would have gone running to the Election Commission. Let me tell you this. All other visits are kosher. The media can focus on anything as far as the opposition is concerned. But they'll have a problem, of course, with the Prime Minister. Why? Why, viewers? That's the fundamental question. Who's nervous? What are they nervous about? That is what is now coming to the fore. And it's quite clear that the opposition does believe that it has come off poorer in this particular election. That's the only reason why these constant personal attacks, why this huge push to black the Prime Minister out completely from any form of coverage is being made before the Election Commission. I'll take a short break, viewers. When we come back, we are going to interrogate this idea that the opposition is peddling, that now the Prime Minister is an outgoing one, that they won the election. On what basis are they making this claim? We're going to do a hard fact status check, viewers. Stay with me.
Knowing that you can vote and you can speak up.
I voted for the EFF, and that's because I need fresh minds in Parliament, a fresh way of thinking, and the change that I would like to see is basically moving forward. I feel like the current government is quite slow in terms of implementing certain things.
I think that it's a privilege for us to be voting today as opposed to in the past where our forefathers weren't allowed to vote.
I know Julius Malema very well because I grew him up. So I'm very certain that he's the only one that can make it, because we've been talking about this all along. Every time while he's here at
You're with the hard facts from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. Viewers, polling for Phase 7 is yet to take place. 57 seats are still in the balance, but the opposition bloc, the India bloc, is cock-a-hoop. They've already declared themselves winners and are busy referring to Modi as, quote, outgoing Prime Minister, unquote. Here is what Jairam Ramesh has said. He is, of course, the most visible face of the Congress party, being the boss of its communication cell. He says, and I quote him, the outgoing Prime Minister now has less than a week left in office, unquote. Mamata Banerjee, TMC chief, another leading light of the India bloc, is saying, quote, BJP is desperate and did not get enough votes in initial phases. The outgoing Prime Minister knows this, unquote. A. Saravanan of the DMK, another party that forms a very vital component of the India bloc. He says, and I quote, this is the last visit of the outgoing Prime Minister to Kanyakumari, unquote. What to make of their confidence, viewers? Is it empty rhetoric? Well, friends, the numbers will only stack up for the India bloc if they sweep Uttar Pradesh. Let me take you back in time, viewers. Jog your memory back to the hard facts. And I always bring you the hard facts so you can get closer to the truth. No government in the history of Indian Parliament has ever ruled Delhi without a significant presence in what is often described as the crucible of Indian politics, Uttar Pradesh. And I'll take you through the governments that have ruled and their commensurate strength in Uttar Pradesh. We are first talking about, viewers, the UPA 2, the Modi 2 and the Modi 1. Modi 2, viewers, had 62 seats, which is in the last election. The BJP got 62 seats in Uttar Pradesh. Modi 1 had 71. UPA 2, 2009, viewers, the Congress had 21. The BSP, SP in total had 43, and they provided outside support. You do the maths. That comes to, viewers, 64 seats as a bloc. It was very solid. Then let's look at 1999. The Vajpayee NDA. The BJP had 29 seats, the RLD 2. So between them, they had 31, viewers. More than a third of the seats in Uttar Pradesh. In 1977, the first coalition anti-Congress government. At that time, Uttar Pradesh was still merged with Uttarakhand, and the number of seats were 85. And viewers, at that time, the Janata Party had 85 of 85. There are several other examples, and therefore analysts are privately holding out on the India bloc's prospects because they believe that they aren't in any position to wrest seats from the NDA in Uttar Pradesh, at least not in this election. Here are some numbers that put into perspective why it is improbable for the BJP to wither away in Uttar Pradesh in a matter of a few months. And why have I chosen a few months? I'll let you know, viewers. Let's first look at the BJP's numbers. In 2014, the BJP had 71 seats with a vote share of 42, the Samajwadi Party 5, the Congress 2, and you can see their vote shares distant, very low, very far behind the BJP. In the 2017 assembly elections, the BJP retains its vote share. It was 42 in 2014, now it's 40%. The SP, 22%, no remarkable improvement. The Congress also about 6.3%, getting only 7 seats. The BSP had many more, 22% of the vote. In 2019, the Lok Sabha election, the BJP gets 62 seats, but its vote share goes up to 50%. The Samajwadi Party gets 1 seat, its vote share is at 18%. BSP has 10. Remember, they were in an alliance, the SP and the BSP, with a 19.4% vote share. Obviously, viewers, allowing for the transference of votes. This time they're not together. The Congress had about 6.4%. In fact, its numbers went down, even though it only held on to 1 seat. In the 2022 Assembly poll, viewers, the BJP had 41.29%. So remember, 40, it had 40, 41, and now again it's back at 41%. So 44 rather in 2014, then 40% in 2017, and it's about 41.29 in the 2022 Assembly elections. This was right after COVID, or during and about the time of COVID, viewers. Despite that, it didn't do too badly. The Samajwadi Party had 32% of the votes with 111 seats. The Congress, of course, and the BSP withered away. In the 2021 Panchayat poll, the BJP got 678 out of the 3,050 seats. The BSP getting 319, the SP getting a close second, 759. So did better. The Congress only 125. But in the 2023 local bodies election, viewers, so we are talking about, as I told you, the 2021 Panchayat poll. But viewers, look at the 2023 Lok Sabha bodies. So remember, in 2022 there was an assembly election. Samajwadi Party didn't do too well. But in 2023 the local bodies poll, the result was the BJP in municipal corporations got 17 out of 17. Municipal councils, 89 out of 199. Nagar Panchayat, 191 out of 544. BSP corporation, municipal corporation, 0. Municipal council, 16 out of 199. Nagar Panchayat, 37 out of 544. The SP municipal corporation only got 0. Nothing. Didn't open. Municipal seats, municipal council, 35 out of 199. Much less, viewers. Much less than the BJP. You can see it's very clearly visible to you, viewers, on every count. What is making the India Alliance therefore think that the Modi government is out when it actually can't even make an impression on the voter over a period of 10 years, viewers? Let's open this up. Let me first go across to Dr. Raman, Dr. Chaudhary, and we also have with us the Samajwadi Party spokesperson, Mr. Bhati. The reason he's here, viewers, is because the Samajwadi Party really is the determining force in Uttar Pradesh right now. Now, Dr. Chaudhary, let me ask you. They say that Prime Minister is outgoing. But I want to ask you, Dr. Chaudhary, is it possible without getting Uttar Pradesh? Can the India bloc form a government at the center? And if not, why?
नमस्कार। देखिए, विपक्षी जो भी सपा के हों या जो भी कह रहे हैं, लेकिन आंकड़ा ऐसा नहीं कहता। आंकड़ा कुछ और कह रहा है। आपने जितने आंकड़े कहे हैं वो अपने आप में बहुत कुछ कहता है, लेकिन मैं जो आंकड़ा कह रहा हूं वो ध्यान से सुनेंगे, दर्शकों से भी आग्रह और आप भी सुनेंगे। 2019 का आंकड़ा जैसा आपने बताया, बीजेपी और अपना दल का मिला के लोकसभा चुनाव का बनता है 51.2%। मैं सीट की बात आप बता चुके हैं। 2019 में समाजवादी पार्टी, बीएसपी, आरएलडी एक साथ थे, उनका जोड़ते हैं तो 39.2% होता है। फर्क यह है दोनों में 12%, यानी 12% डिफरेंस। इसका मतलब है कि एनडीए इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग अलायंस होने के बाद भी 12% आगे है, नंबर 1। अब आते हैं 2024 में, जो ये दावा करते हैं कि यूपी में तो ये होगा, वो होगा, जो होगा। यूपी का आंकड़ा फिर से सुनिए, 2024 में क्या बन रहा है लोकसभा चुनाव का। 19 का आंकड़ा है 50% बीजेपी, अपना दल 1.6%, आरएलडी 1.7%, चूंकि आरएलडी आ चुकी है एनडीए में। यदि राजभर की पार्टी के विधानसभा पर वोट परसेंटेज को जोड़ दें 1.4%, निषाद पार्टी का यदि वोट परसेंटेज जोड़ दें 0.9%, जानते हैं परसेंटेज कितना बन रहा है? 55.6% एनडीए। अब आप दूसरी तरफ देखिए, समाजवादी पार्टी का 18.1%, कांग्रेस का 6.4%, माने आंकड़ा बनता है सपा का, कांग्रेस का 24.5। अंतर कितना है? ये वो अंतर है जिसे पाटना मुझे लगता असंभव है। वो अंतर है 31.1%। क्या उत्तर प्रदेश में इंडी अलायंस 31% वोट को स्विंग करके कुछ कर पाएगी? मुझे तो संदेह लग रहा है कि यदि 31% स्विंग बदलता है तब तो पूरे भारत का इलेक्टोरल मैप ही बदल जाएगा।
31% swing needs to take place. Dr. Raman, before the Indie bloc thinks that it can rule Delhi without any presence, even Rahul Gandhi stole into Raebareli on the morning before the last hours to file his nomination without telling anybody. Even his party was kept guessing till 3 in the morning. That was his confidence level. Amethi ki to baat hi chhod do, he ran away from Amethi, that's a different matter. But he waited because he wasn't sure. Had he announced it much before the election, people in Wayanad might have rejected him and he would have had no place to go to parliament from. And on the Samajwadi side of the fence, in 10 constituencies, I think, Mr. Bhatti, correct me if I'm wrong, you have changed your candidate a multiple number of times, but I'll come to you. Dr. Raman, what are we talking about? Outgoing.
Rahul, first of all, I think it is not wise on the part of Mr. Jairam Ramesh to keep referring to Prime Minister Modi as an outgoing Prime Minister. That is a little premature. We'll have to wait for the 4th of June.
You're sounding extremely...
My point is very simple. In Uttar Pradesh, last time, the Mahagathbandhan as it was then, lost as many as 19 seats by a margin of less than 1 lakh. So, clearly, the BJP is the dominant force in Uttar Pradesh. They are going to win the majority of seats in Uttar Pradesh. That is a no-brainer. The opposition's aim in Uttar Pradesh is to either hold the BJP to where it was in 2019 or make small dents in it and bring it down to maybe just below 60 or whatever. If the opposition is able to succeed in stealing as many as 20 seats in Uttar Pradesh, then they would be on a very strong wicket in the rest of the country, simply because of the anticipated losses that the BJP is likely to make.
One minute, Dr. Raman, you can't get away by saying this again. This is again, sorry to say, very poorly researched argument. 20 seats.
Not at all.
No, 1 second. 20 seats, the vote differential. Hang on, the vote differential, 1 lakh viewers. 1 lakh
less than
plus.
1 lakh. That means 50,000 needs to change hands.
Well,
50,000 people need to vote
if that was the
differently.
case, 50,000 was the margin by which Smriti Irani beat Rahul Gandhi in Amethi. Why wasn't Rahul Gandhi back there?
No. See, Rahul Gandhi may not have been back there because he may not have wanted to spend time. He is required to campaign all over the country for the party. Could have been a reason. That could have been a reason, though I personally think he should have contested from there.
Viewers, let me tell you, 1980, the election. Indira Gandhi was the principal face of the Congress party. She was certainly a more powerful leader than Rahul Gandhi. She came back to Raebareli after losing it in 1977. She also contested from another seat called Medak, viewers. She had no problem spending some time in Uttar Pradesh to campaign. Rahul Prince Gandhi, according to Dr. Raman, has no time because he's so much in demand all over the country that he didn't want to get bogged down in a seat, viewers, which the Gandhi clan has literally treated like it's Jagir. Now you tell me, viewers, does this make sense to you? It's quite clear he ran away from a context. Mr. Bhatti, your own leader said, "Pehle bata diya hota, we would have put a stronger candidate." Is it not true, sir?
Thank you, Rahul, and I hope you'll give me some time just to clarify a few things. First thing, there is an error, I think, on your data related to 2019, where the seats are being shown 5 times less. Second thing about what you referred about the Panchayat local body election, you didn't refer about the Jilla Panchayat body results, which we got more than Bharatiya Janata Party. Third thing, when you are referring,
that, sir.
yeah,
No,
not about Jilla Panchayat. I have seen
I
that.
said.
So
no,
third,
Panchayat,
the
no,
data
one
was
second.
not there.
No,
Third
it was very much there, sir.
Okay.
I put it out. I never.
Okay.
One
Third
second.
one,
Hang on.
Hang on for a second. Let me complete
one
or two points. Let me complete that. Third, you are referring about in 5-year gap, what change you can see in 5-year gap. Take out the data of 2009 and then compare that with 2014. BJP was much less what we got in 2019 in terms of alliance I am talking about, in terms of vote share and in terms of seats also. So, they got the huge jump in 2014. So, data does not tell you about what can happen in the next 5 years, in especially Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, over a dozen paper leak cases. What about those people? What about the people who are fighting for those marginal classes, fighting for their rights?
Sir,
in
can I
terms
say
of
something?
recruitment? People are sitting for last 2.5 years for to get their recruitment letters. They are not getting that. Let's come
Bhati
to the
On
inflation,
this point,
corruption.
let's take it
Okay.
point by point,
Okay.
because otherwise it becomes a monologue. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Bhati. You would agree with me that the condition of people in Uttar Pradesh was abject during COVID times, yes or no?
Okay.
Yes?
Go ahead with your
Was
question.
it or was it not?
No, that's all over the world.
That's
it's
all.
not only
But
in
it was,
India or
but
UP.
it was particularly bad according to the Samajwadi Party's leaders, according to Rahul Gandhi, according to Priyanka Gandhi during COVID, where the government abandoned them so much so that there were bodies flowing down the rivers. Yes,
everybody has seen that.
You've seen that. You're saying that that is the case. Then why did the voter of Uttar Pradesh right after that re-elect the Yogi government and not yours?
See, when you see the trend, there are sometimes what you see, results are not exactly replicator of what the voters are thinking. It was not mandate on basis of just only on the basis of the COVID. We have seen in Uttar Pradesh where the economy is going, where their per capita
Sir, I'm asking
income,
you a simple question. What are you trying to say to me? That the people swallowed their problems and still re-elected
60
Yogi?
years or
Why?
65
Is it
years.
because they don't trust your leader to solve the problem?
65 years Congress has ruled this government, ruled this country. So what you will make out that BJP was nowhere in the contest. So they are the changes where you see the people still voted for Bharatiya Janata Party.
Because
That
I
is
would
the
have
reason why I
accepted this
won.
point of view.
So
I would have
won,
accepted. Mr. Bhati, listen to me.
There are
I would
so
have
many
accepted
points
this. Okay.
that has to be
so
considered
the viewers overlook their misery.
There are few things.
One
Few
second,
things
Mr.
you have
Bhati,
to
listen
consider.
to me.
No,
Listen.
few things that I want to make. There are few things which we have seen what.
Okay, so I'm asking you a question. I've understood. There are big problems. The people are suffering. There has been complete abject poverty. Nothing has been done for them. I understand, sir, what you're saying. You don't have to keep repeating it. The elections are over. Pretty much. There's only one little segment left now in Uttar Pradesh. Quite a few seats in eastern UP. I understand that. But basically, the bulk of the election is over. So you don't need to make a campaign speech. We know the problems. You have articulated them. Your leader does so. But I want to ask you a question. You said that, okay, voters can sometimes overlook, like they perhaps overlooked the misery that was inflicted upon them by a black swan event like COVID. Fine. But there was demo in 2016. Demo also happened. And about 8 months after demo, in 2017, Mr. Yogi wins a record mandate.
So
well,
what
he wasn't
point
on
you
the
are
ticket, he
trying
came
to
later.
make, Rahul?
So
What
are you
point
saying
you are
that the
trying to make?
voters made mistakes, not once,
So
but
that
twice?
what is done
that
in
they
India
brought
Shining
their-
campaign also?
They were out.
2004
Weren't they
people have
outed?
made the
Weren't they
mistake.
outed?
No, in
Weren't they
2000,
outed?
that what you mean?
In 2004 they were
2004
outed.
also people
When
have
someone
made the
doesn't
mistake,
deliver
or
in
9,
India,
and
viewers,
after that,
viewers,
so
tell me
that's
something.
that what you
why
want to
has the
say?
Modi government? Why has the Modi
So
government changed?
what you are referring to,
why
there is
has
no
the Modi government? Excuse me, sir. Why has the
everything
Modi?
is going smooth? There is no problem
Am I
of
saying so?
anything. That,
Am I saying so?
No,
I'll tell you the
then
reason,
on the
Mr.
other
Bhati.
hand, you are comparing the wins of what BJP has won in the last 2 elections. That doesn't mean BJP lost 80 more than 80 elections
I
before
don't know
winning
which
the first
planet
election.
Mr. Bhati
80
is on.
elections they have lost
Sir, you're
before
sitting-
winning first election, including assembly and
Mr. Bhati, you're
that
sitting right
data you
next
have
to
shared.
me. You're sitting right next to me, so you can shout over me and I won't be heard. That's fine. You can drown my voice out. You have 3 more days to do it. After that, I'll ask you some piercing
that's
questions.
not my purpose.
But the point is, viewers, let me tell you this. When the BJP was booted out in Karnataka last year, what did the opposition say? That it was a victory of those that give hope, that can solve problems, and the defeat of those that do not know how to govern. That rule somehow doesn't apply.
But the
question,
issues,
Mr. Bhati, that you're not allowing me to ask you is this.
Please ask.
I believe that the voters perhaps stuck with the BJP, re-elected the BJP because they don't trust the Samajwadi Party. They don't think that there is somebody else on the other side, that there is no alternative. Dr. Raman, what do you
let
think?
me answer that because
Okay,
we have
you
asked
answer.
that. We have doubled our seats. We have vote share, in terms of vote share, we have increase of 10% in the last election itself. So please don't say that people are not considering us. We have increased our vote share. Consistently, you see that we have consistent vote share that in all elections, previous all
Sir,
elections.
you didn't win it off the
but
BJP.
the election
Your
is
vote
not
share
based on
went up.
vote share.
Excuse me,
Let
your
me
vote
complete,
share
Rahul,
must
let
have
me
gone
complete
up.
a sentence, please. But election is based on the issues, that what issues are important in Uttar Pradesh and in India. If you are trying to say that all the promises being made in 2014-19, whether it's to 10 crores jobs, whether it's related to inflation, whether it's to black money, whether it's related to these bullet trains, smart cities, Adarsh villages, so many things. These are all
Let me
issues
bring in
are
Dr.
stand still and are still not been
Viewers,
fulfilled. So that is the most
for the
important
record,
thing.
For the record, I'm balanced enough to tell you that this is not a done deal. That the economy is not in some way without fault, that the Modi government is not without fault. There are many problems that persist, and the Modi government itself says that there's a lot of work to do. 24/7 for 2047. Even they themselves admit there's a lot to be done, and therefore they're asking for one more term
Tell me
in
one,
office. But
Rahul,
one second,
just
Mr. Bhati,
one question
I'm
to you.
not,
One question, because we are asking.
I'm not a defender of the BJP. I'm telling you that a lot more is to be done.
Because BJP spokesman is not here, so that's why I'm asking.
Why are you asking me?
No, I'm not asking. I'm placing this question in front of the public.
Let the public
answer. What about
answer
the
you?
40 main big issues, big promises,
Mr.
whole
Bhati,
promises,
Mr.
which
Bhati,
particular
Mr.
promise has
Bhati,
been fulfilled?
Mr.
Tell me
Bhati,
one
Mr.
promise.
Bhati,
Tell me
Mr.
one
Bhati,
promise,
Mr. Bhati,
including 5
Mr.
trillion
Bhati,
economy.
it's not my
Tell
job
me
to
one.
be sitting here and defending the BJP. You asked your
No,
questions. I'm
because
bringing
you
in
are
Dr.
referring
Virendra
about
Chaudhary.
BJP, so that is
I
why
am
I
not.
asked that. 40 big promises.
Okay, I don't think
still
you're
not one.
understanding. I don't know. Maybe
One.
you're not
Tell me.
understanding what
Tell
I'm
me
saying,
one
or
promise
deliberately
been
trying to
fulfilled.
mislead people here. Dr. Virendra Chaudhary, I want to ask you. There are so many problems. Does the Samajwadi Party have the people's trust to solve them? That's the fundamental question, Dr. Chaudhary.
देखिए, समाजवादी पार्टी का जहाँ तक सवाल है, अब जो उनके प्रवक्ता हैं वो तो पार्टी प्रवक्ता है, जो कह रहे हैं उससे मुझे कुछ कहना नहीं, लेकिन मैं शुद्ध करके आंकड़ों पे बात कर रहा हूँ। लोकसभा के आंकड़े और विधानसभा के आंकड़े एक नहीं दर्जनों हम आपको बता सकते हैं। उदाहरण के तौर पे दिल्ली का आंकड़ा देखेंगे तो लोकसभा चुनाव में लगभग 55% लोग वोट मोदी को देते हैं, विधानसभा में अलग होता है। तो इसलिए मैंने जो कहा है कि लोकसभा के आंकड़े जो उत्तर प्रदेश के कह रहे हैं, सपा का आंकड़ा बसपा से भी नीचे है। भाटी जी, बसपा को मिला था 19.4% वोट और सपा को मिला था 18.1%। आपने जोड़ा किसको है? आज बीएसपी को जोड़ा होता तो एक बात कही जा सकती थी।
Okay, I leave it at this.
कांग्रेस को।
Okay,
का कितना वोट है?
Dr. Chaudhary, he is saying that in 2022.
में क्या कर पाएंगे?
Okay, Dr. Chaudhary, he's saying in 2022 our vote share went up, but what he's not telling you, it has gone up not at the cost of the BJP, it went up at the cost of the BSP, which is not even in the contest. You can do what you want. Viewers, those are the facts. I'll leave it at this.
Powered by. We talk so I can understand very well that my sister's son is going to lead this country very well. Everybody will be quite happy.
me exercising my democratic rights as a young person, making my voice heard. You know, we want to see change, we want to see a better country, a better future for all of our young ones that are following us.
Well, always with the vote, you always anticipate that the change must come. And so I anticipate that changes will happen. It's always good to vote. Vote for the right party, vote for your choice, vote for your conscience.
We have seen so far the process is going smoothly. It is well organized. People are turning in numbers. You can see the law and order enforcement, they are out there to make sure that people are confident enough to come in and exercise their right. We have reports of machines that are not working in some areas of Mpumalanga, and their solutions are being found where people are given the chance to vote manually.
This is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Why a private event is made as a spectacle? The media channels should not cover. It's his private event.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने घोषणा की है, ये सीधा आदर्श संहिता का उल्लंघन है.